this might be a scam. And I made a big mistake. I did something that I never do. Like, how stupid could I have been? Gone. Hey y'all, it's your boy, the man, the myth, the legend, Dwayne O'Neal Robinson, back at it again with another YouTube video. Listen, if this is your first time clicking onto DOR'S space, I want to welcome you to the space and the place where I get to express my authenticity through cinematic art. And if this is your first time clicking on my channel, I want to welcome you, and make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell. Therefore, every time when I upload, you get that notification and you can continue to watch my videos. All right, without any further ado, y'all, I'm going to give you a quick story time of how I got robbed. And I'm going to give you some pointers of how to protect yourself so you do not fall susceptible as a victim to this crime that has been going on as of late. Okay, so early on this year, back in February, I was driving on the turnpike and I go through a toll, right? So I got toll by plate, and I've had a SunPass account for years. And how I usually have it set up is that when I reach to a certain amount of money in my SunPass account, right, it is tied to my bank account and it is replenished straight from my bank account to my SunPass account. So as I'm driving through the toll, I get a text message and I see it, and the text message says something along the lines that I owe toll. And I find that very odd, but again, I'm driving, I'm focused. I didn't open the text message, I didn't look at it. I said, let me get to my destination, and I had it in the back of my mind. 3 days later, right, I looked through my messages, the thread, right, and I see it. So I click on it and I noticed that the hyperlink wasn't in blue. So what do I end up doing? I copy and paste the hyperlink and put it into Safari, right? And when I do that, I did not realize that my account, my phone, everything was hacked. So what I should have done was checked my SunPass account first, right? And contacted them first. Therefore, I would have been able to see that, oh, I still have money on my SunPass account. This is a scam, right? But I did not do that. I did it the other way around. And I didn't contact SunPass until after the fact, right? So now my phone, my bank account, everything is hacked. And to my surprise, a day later, I get all of these notifications that my credit card was ran up, my account was like ran up to the point of $16,000. Yes, $16,000 these people hit me for. So for 2 weeks, I went to a local bank branch, reported it, froze my account, did everything that I possibly could, and they were able to stop it and reverse it. So thank be to God, by the ending of February, beginning of March, everything was reversed. Had a new account, had a new credit card, was doing my thing. Everything goes back to normal. Then April 10th comes around and I made a big mistake. I did something that I never do, which is answer my phone when I'm working out, especially during leg day. So I get a phone call and it looks, as I think, my bank that's calling me, right? So I don't answer, and then I get a text message stating that my account has been compromised. There's been some fraudulent behavior. So to me, I'm already in a state of shock, like, oh no, Lord Jesus, not again, right? I already went through this. So that's the reason why I answered my phone. When I answer my phone, these individuals or AI, artificial intelligence, right? A mixture of one or the two, right? Is stating, my information has been compromised. there's some fraudulent activity. They're telling me certain information. So I'm so exasperated. I'm so tired mentally, because at this time I'm doing 14, 16-hour work days, 6 days a week, sometimes even 7. And I'm already physically exasperated from working out my legs. So I'm trying to catch my breath and hear what they're saying. So I start catching on, and they start asking me questions, and I'm like, wait, something isn't right. So automatically they started asking me how much money I had in my account, which I found very, very odd. And then I started to hear laughing in the background. So immediately I was just like, yo, this might be a scam. So I leave the gym and basically floor it to the bank. I get to the bank and I am like, look, I'm on the phone with someone, and they're like, hang up the phone right now and screenshot the number. So I hang up the phone, and basically they were like, tell us what happened. You're not the only person this has happened to, just to make sure what's going on. And basically the personal banker asked my bank information. And when I tell y'all, all the money that I've been working for, completely gone. These individuals are so tech savvy that they basically hacked my phone, got my banking information, and basically wire transferred all my money to their account through this whole AI system. I don't even know how in depth or how great this is. And this is what is scary about artificial intelligence. Like, you have to be very, very vigilant, because you could use it for good or you could use it for evil. So I do a police report, right? I'm fighting back and forth. They said they could possibly reverse it with the said bank, but come to find out, they use a burner phone. They basically had a place that was in India, which was an ice cream shop, where the phone basically was attached to, or it was like no face, no case type of thing. And I'm sitting here just in complete shock and awe, like, how stupid could I have been to answer my phone, and knowing that this early on in the year this happened to me again. Like, all that money, coincidentally, that I guess they tried to attack me for, happened to me again. So they didn't get me the first time, but they got me this time, and they got me good. And I'm like, all this money that I saved up, all this blood, sweat, and tears, all these sacrifices that I made in order to, get this money to level myself up, now I only have $6.53 to my name. So I did everything, did the investigation, did the police report, and basically the bank could not reverse it because they already took the money when it hit their account, cashed it out, and that was it. Number couldn't be traced, like nothing could have been traced, completely gone. So what do? I literally break down, because I'm saying to myself, like, what am I gonna do, right? So I'm literally in tears in my car, like, okay, God, what do I do? And I tried to fix it. I'm going back and forth, and this was like 2-3 weeks of that, and it came to the point where I'm just like, all right, well, maybe this was a lesson for me to really learn in the way of how to rely on God and not to rely on money or to rely on myself. A lesson of the fact that, even though you do good, there's still evil out there to lurk. And the fact that if I did it once, I could do it again. So what I ended up doing was getting a second job and taking up extra work hours in order to start all over, to build, to save. And it's hard when you already going hard, and then it's on top of that, you got to even go harder. But when you have certain standards, certain benchmarks, certain goals to meet, you're going to do whatever it is that you got to do the right way to do it. And that's what I believe in. So I pulled myself together, After 72 hours, started hustling, finding a second job, and been saving, racking up ever since. So the things that I want you all to definitely look out for, okay? Don't answer your phone while you're at the gym. Screenshot numbers if they cannot verify your account information, or if you don't have a security question, definitely ask that question, so therefore you could verify if it is your bank or not, because there are people or artificial intelligence that is posing as said banks now, right? And it's really getting a lot of people roped up. So if you get a text message and the hyperlink is not already set, don't copy and paste the hyperlink into your Safari or your Google Chrome or whatever the case may be, because they can hack your information that way, right? If it does happen to you, get your phone clean, or even if you can, change all your information, passwords, freeze everything, change your phone, so therefore they're not able to track you, right? In addition to that, make sure that you're not replying to any text messages. And if you can, screenshot anything, any numbers, address, the who, what, when, where, how, and why of these individuals. So therefore, you can call your said bank or your financial institution at a local branch, pull into them, show them what it is, and confirm if it was them or not. With you taking these necessary steps and putting certain preventative apps on your phone or your electronic devices that can seal your personal information, therefore it doesn't get leaked on the World Wide Web for these scammers or these artificial intelligence systems that are being used by these robbers in order to manipulate you or your information in order for you to get what they want from you, which is your money, which is your credit, which is your identity quintessentially. So those are the things that you definitely should look out for. Definitely just be focused, basically protect yourself, y'all. For me, it's really been a rough couple of months, but I thank God that I've been able to still pay my bills, still able to, do what I have to do. But unfortunately, with that financial goal and benchmark, I just got to start over. And instead of crashing out about it and not doing anything about it, I gave myself some time and I said, okay, I just got to start over. There's a reason why this happened. And as of right now, it's already gone. I don't have it. So I got to do what I got to do. And I'm not going to let nobody or nothing stop me. Could this have been prevented? Yes. Did I make a mistake? Yes. Now do I know better? Yes. Did I learn the hard way? Unfortunately. And just because you do good don't necessarily mean that other people have the intentions of doing good too. So that's my story of how I got robbed this year of $16,000. And basically, y'all gotta just do whatever y'all gotta do to protect yourselves, And when things like this happen, make sure you speak to your family members and friends and tell them, hey, be aware of this, be vigilant of this. If you got a family group chat or your friends or co-workers. So therefore, when you create a bond or you spread the word of mouth through your own various different communities, people are alert and they are keen to it, and then they won't get played, right? So instead of you giving up, crashing out, being depressed, you can be, but don't be too long. You just got to pick up the pieces, find that resilience, find that consistency, that perseverance from deep down within, and keep going, because life is always going to throw you curveballs. You may have to pivot from left to right, but you got to do what you got to do. And to do this video, it is embarrassing. However, I'm just going to be my authentic self, and if I could help someone out there to avoid something like this happening to you, were reversed, I would want that for me as well. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope y'all learned something, and I gave you some to definitely look out for, to be vigilant for, to give you some value from it as well. So again, I appreciate you all for tuning in, watching my videos, liking, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, peace.